Perfect. All right, so there's a couple of last minute people here popping in. Right on. So I'm also going to add, again, I think it's great, the Facebook group. I'm pretty new to that group, even though I've been member since 2012. I didn't even know that group existed until the last time I was there a couple of weeks ago. They were like, yeah, there's a huge group for all the members. And I was like, what? So we go down there a fair bit. I'm going to put my Instagram handle in here just in case anyone else is on here watching the recording and likes to connect when you're down there. All right, so we're going to talk about RCI tonight. Just make sure you guys are muted when you pop in. I can go ahead and mute you all. There we go. Whoops. All right. All right. So I'm assuming you guys are on the call because you've never used RCI before. You maybe used it once and you really don't know much about it as far as our memberships go and how it works. We've used it a few times. I'm sorry, just going to make sure we mute everybody. There we go. We've used it a few times over the years. We've gone to Florida mostly. We have 3 little kids and we've used it in Orlando and Las Vegas, but from some of the comments on the post, people have used it all over. I was kind of farting around on there. I saw some places in Canada. I live in Canada. I live in Alberta, but there's places all over the world that we can use our memberships at. So it is a really cool tool, especially if you want to travel to more places besides just Serenus. But I'm going to do a share screen and I'm going to bring up the RCI website and I'll show you guys a little bit around it. But a couple things I wanted to explain to you, depending on what level of membership you have. We started as a bronze member. We're now silver members. We're not there yet as far as gold and platinum and all of the big fancy ones that some of you might have. But that's a life goal. But you get different weeks and different point values that you can use towards your RCI trading based on what your membership is. So I actually phoned, because I know what silver is, but I actually phoned RCI and phoned the Ultimate Leisure Club just to get an idea of what it looked like for other levels of membership. So for the bronze membership, you get 2 weeks per year that you can trade and you get 10 trading points per year. So if you get into your RCI account, and I'll explain how you do that, but you should see, and they accumulate. So if you've been an RCI member for a few years and you've never used it, you might have 6 or 8 weeks in there that you can clump together. You can combine them and use them to trade for whatever you'd like. But we only get 2 per year. That's how it works. Silver is also 2 weeks per year, but we have a 12-point trading power per week. If you are a gold member, you get 3 weeks per year and you have 14 points per week to trade. Platinum members are 3 weeks, 16 to 18 points. The presidentials, the 1 and 2 bedroom presidentials, there's 4 weeks per year that you get. And here's the really cool thing about the way that we have our memberships. I have friends with different timeshares from around everywhere, and they have to use them or they go away. Like they have certain weeks that they have to trade, or if they don't use them, they don't get them. And obviously, yeah. So with us, ours accumulate, but if you don't use them, you don't lose them. So you'll see them on your RCI account, but if you don't actually book a vacation through RCI, you don't lose those weeks. They'll be there, but until you actually book something, you don't have to worry about it. So it's not, I love that about it. And they accumulate. So so you can build up as many weeks as you want in there. Like we were just in Orlando in January and I had 4 weeks accumulated. So we combined 2 weeks for my family. And then I combined the other 2 weeks and I gifted it to our friends. And we went down and we were able to get 2 3-bedroom condos in Orlando. It was awesome, like so great. And they were like on this big, beautiful resort. So I'm going to do the screen share here and just kind of show you guys around a little bit. And if you have questions at all, just go into the chat and fire away and I'll try to answer them as best as I can here. But let me just go into the RCI. Let's see if there we go. Can you guys see that okay? You can see that? Okay, awesome. So this is what the RCI website looks like. So when you got your membership, Serenus would have signed you up for RCI automatically. So you don't have to do anything to get signed up. They would have signed you up automatically for RCI or kind of almost like set up your membership in there. So you get 2 years for free with RCI. So if you're a new member, if you're a new member, you get your 2 years for free. Otherwise, you have to pay, there's an annual fee. So the fees are going to range anywhere. 1 year is so I'm Canadian, so sorry, some of these are going to be in Canadian dollars, but you can kind of, guesstimate what it might look like in US. I have some of the US fees, pounds, I'm not sure, but 1 year Canadian is $143. 2 years is $262. 3, you save a little bit more the more years that you extend your membership through RCI. Here's the kicker that kicked our butts the last time when we first signed up as a bronze member. We didn't renew our RCI membership, even though we were using it. It was COVID and stuff, and there was a time when we didn't renew our membership. And when we wanted to renew it, there was a reinstatement fee as well. So the reinstatement fee is not crazy, but I think it was like it was 71 Canadian or 49 US on top of your annual membership. So if you plan to use this, kind of regularly, annually, every 2 years, it might be worth your while to keep up your membership, or just knowing when you want to reset it up, you're going to have to pay a reinstatement fee on top of your annual fee. So if you haven't used it at all and you've been members for 5 years, you might have to call RCI and get them to reactivate your RCI membership, which is super easy to do. For us, we weren't RCI members, we hadn't paid. And when we upgraded to be silver members, they re-signed us up for another 2 years with RCI. So we're like, okay, sweet. So we didn't have to pay that reinstatement fee, and we didn't have to pay for another 2 years. So every time you upgrade your memberships, they're probably going to re-sign you up with RCI. So that's another little bonus, I guess, when they get you. Okay, so this is what RCI looks like. So I've already signed up here. It's going to say how much trading power I have. Like I said, I have a silver membership. So I have 12 points per week, and it'll automatically calculate this for you. So you don't need to, try to figure out how many points you have. It's all here. So here's my deposited weeks. So you're going to see I have a couple straggler points here from our trip to Orlando last year. I've got 1 extra point here and 1 extra point here, but these are the ones I haven't used yet. So I've got 12 here. Just kind of ignore these dates. They don't really matter. The way that our membership is set up, the dates don't matter. We don't have specific weeks we can use. We can trade for wherever we want to go, whenever we want to go. So you'll just deposit them when you need them, but they're there waiting for you. So it's interesting to go in and take a peek. So once you know how many points you have, that's when you can start looking for your vacation. So it's going to be, you can book airline tickets, like flights. You can book other hotels. I haven't found that the flights and the hotels are any less than what you could get on Expedia or just booking through. When we bought our membership, they're like, you'll get really great deals on your flights and your hotels anywhere. I'm like, I haven't really found that to be a thing, but maybe you can get lucky. I always check anyway. So when you go to trips, whoops, just joking, not trips. We're going to book. So if you want to look and see where you want to go, you're going to go to the exchange vacations, because we're exchanging. So if you're going to exchange vacations, you load up, you can pick anywhere in the world, and you can go, if you know specifically where you want to go, you can search it up. So you can show all the regions and it shows you where you want to go. So there's so many options you can see here. And sometimes there's sales on the trading power, or like, so if it's normally a 20-point hotel you want to stay at, but if it's like a last minute deal or you book it far enough in advance, you might see some sales that you can get a spot for 4 points or something, or 6 points. Like, it just depends on what you find when you're on there. See here, you can see here in Nueva Vallarta, it is normally 8 to 22 points, but it's on sale for 4 to 10 points. So you're kind of trying to shop within the amount of points you have, because when you combine your weeks, so if I have 2 weeks of 12 points, but I have a hotel on here that's 22 points, I have to combine 2 of my weeks, and that's an extra fee. So it's a fee of, I know I wrote it down, combining the weeks is $245 Canadian to combine 2 weeks together. However, I will tell you, and I just found this out, if you call it in, sometimes they'll waive that combining fee for you. So they can give you special discounts and do more for you if you phone RCI to book your vacations, as opposed to doing it online. That's where they have their little, so the guy was like, it just depends on who you're talking to. I'm like, well, that's good to know. So because normally you have to pay to combine your weeks, and then we have to pay to actually do the trade. So to actually trade is $420 Canadian to actually do the trade. So for example, again, we have a week. I got a week in Florida for $420, which I would never get. I could never get that if I was just going on vacation without my membership here. So it's still a really good deal, especially depending where you're going. But yeah, so you can just kind of search around. You can go to different Mexico resorts. You can go to different places that are all inclusive, but it will say that there's all inclusive, and there's like some mandatory all inclusive fees like ours would have, but some of them are really expensive. So you just go in and take a peek and see, you know, how much is what for all inclusive. We've never done it for an all inclusive resort, but like, let's say you want to go to the USA or something like Florida, or you could go anywhere. There's so many places. You want to come up to Canada. So you can go to the USA, then you could go to Florida. I think Florida, there's usually the one that's like Orlando area, but you can specifically look for where you're going. Oh, Daytona Beach. So then it'll tell you, okay, for example, this is where we want to go. Or if you know which week you want to go, you can put the week in. Like, let's say, you know, you want to travel October 4th, anywhere that week. These are your check-in range. So I know I want to check in, and I will tell you, most of them go from Saturday to Saturday. So you'll have better luck finding a place if it's Saturday to Saturday. So if I want to check in on November 4th, these are all the places that are available that week to check in. So this one says, I want to go to Daytona Beach. Okay, so there's only 2 left. So you click on it, you see what the trading power is. Okay, for me, I need to combine 2 weeks. Okay, that's fine. And then it'll tell you what units are available here, and you can combine them here. So you can get a 2-bedroom that fits 6 people. So let's say Canadian would be maybe $550 with the combination fee. If they charge you, US maybe $400, and you get, you know, a 2-bedroom suite for the whole week that you can use. So yeah, that's it's really honestly so easy. They're so easy to deal with. And that's it. You'll get an email confirmation after you book your stay. And that's about it. Does anybody have any questions about all of that?
Couple questions
Sure.
in the chat area, if you wouldn't mind answering those.
Sure, yeah, I don't know why. Oh, there we go. Okay, sorry, I wasn't seeing the chat. Yes. Do you have to make the deposits? No. So they will automatically be on the account, but they aren't actually deposited until you use them. So not to worry, they will be in your RCI account, but you don't have to physically make the deposit. Serenus is doing that for you. So that's really easy. In the past, when we first were members, we used to have to call the Ultimate Leisure Club, and then we had to be like, can we deposit 2 weeks into RCI? And they'd have to manually go in and deposit. It's not like that anymore. It's automatic. And then it says, do you need to get approval from the Ultimate Leisure Club management? No, not at all. So it just goes in there automatically. We all get them, whatever, based on our membership. We don't have to get approval to trade or do anything like that. And it is a separate membership number than your Serenus membership. Yes. So my number here for RCI is different than my Serenus membership. So you'll have your own Serenus account, or sorry, your own RCI account and membership number. And yeah, so as far as calling or online, I've actually never called in my vacations. I find it really easy to book online. That being said, when I was talking to the guy today about like the different costs associated with the different membership, he was like, call in, because we might be able to give you, like, we might not, depending on who you talk to, they might not charge you for like to combine them, which would be great. If you let your membership lapse, are the weeks still there when you reinstate your membership? That's a great question. I want to say no, because maybe actually, maybe. I can double check on that, but when we re-enrolled, we upgraded to silver in July. And when I was in there, I had 4 weeks. So maybe. Yes, but we'll have to find that one out. That's a question I'm not 100% sure. But they keep track of everything for you. Perfect. Any other questions? It's pretty straightforward stuff, and I'm happy to help answer any questions. Just jot down my name, add me to Facebook. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to help, but it is pretty straightforward stuff. Eva, do you have a question?
I do. Is this format pretty much similar to 7 Across?
Yes, it is. We have friends that are members and they got a really good deal with 7 Across when they went to Orlando a week after us. We've never booked with 7 Across before, but they did, and it was way cheaper than RCI, but they don't have as many options. RCI has so many options where 7 Across is very limited, but yeah, it's very similar.
Okay.
Perfect. Wonderful. Okay. Oh yeah, Lawrence, do you have a question?
Yes, this is not RCI, but those members that may be on, I was wondering if they may be able to answer the question. I've got a little contract. I just upgraded to a platinum account, and I failed to see that they didn't include the registry collection in my contract. For those people that may be platinum here, is it worth it?
If there's anybody that's platinum members and knows they want to answer, that would be great. So is the registry collection for platinum members? Is that what it's for? Is it a higher level of trade, like a trading?
Right. I mean, you know, with platinum, you have an opportunity to get the RCI plus 7 Across, and then depending on how you negotiate and pay attention to your contract,
Yes.
which apparently I didn't, you get the registry collection, and it's a very high-end type of resorts and
Nice.
things of that nature. And I was wondering, I'm trying to renegotiate that portion of my contract, because it just happened a couple months ago. And I was wondering if anybody has an opinion on whether or not it's worth it to go that route, or if they've used the registry collection, which you only get it if you're a platinum member and have worked it into your contract.
Right on.
No,
I don't think we have any takers here, but that'd be a great question to even ask in the Facebook group. There seems to be a lot of platinum members in there, which is really great. But yeah.
You say the Facebook group. This is the RCI Facebook group?
No, like the Serenus Facebook, the one that I posted about the Zoom. I'm not sure if that's where.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, people ask lots of like super helpful. Everybody's so hopeful. All right, great. Well, thank you guys so much for joining. I hope this was helpful. Again, if you have any other questions, I think it's worth it, especially if you want to go other places, although I still think Serenus is my favorite. I would live there if I could. So it's hard to want to go other places, but anyway, it is an option for you. And I think it's a great program. You're so welcome. I hope you guys have a really great night.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Diana.
No problem. It was nice to meet you all.
Thank you very much, Diana. Thank you very much.
No problem. See you guys later.